Hello everyone. Yes, I'm going to give you a quick tutorial, well maybe not that, but I'm going to show you what happens whenever you let a Caprice like this, or generally any heavy car, sit for a long time and then suddenly out of nowhere you decide to drive it. I bought this car used. The previous owner let it sit for a very long time. As you can see, I have had to remove one of my axle shafts and probably the second one as well. This is a standard 90 Caprice V6. This came, instead of with the 7.5 10 bolt, it came with the 8.5, so yippee for me, because these things tend to hold together a lot longer in performance applications. Not so much with the bigger, heavier pickup trucks, but in a Caprice like this, it's okay. And I will show you exactly what happened to the axle shaft. Sorry, camera doesn't want to really focus. But if you noticed right here, there is a crease. This is a worn out groove that the bearings in there wore in. Now one of the rollers has popped out because I've ripped the seal off, and I pretty much had to use a chisel to get things because the seals were rusted in there. But yes, if you can see that, there's a small crease. Normally this is supposed to be one flat, evenly spaced surface. But because the car sat so long, the bearing rollers got pits and decided to grind away at it. Thus, it caused it to give tons of free play and also caused it to leak tons and tons and tons of rear gear oil. Now, this is the fun part. The pinion bolt, retaining bolt, decided to snap on me. So for a little while there I was a little stuck, but luckily I managed to get it out, so no worries there. I'm keeping it covered so I don't want no dust and wind to go back in there. Otherwise, that's a good chance I'll screw up some bearings on the other side. Or worse, just to completely destroy the differential. But yes. No, I would say other than this, the only positive side I have to say about C-axles is you can completely remove the axle shafts without having to take out the backing plate or any of the braking mechanism, which is a good positive plus for me. On top of that, I will be putting new shoes and new drums on this car, but eventually shorter down the road, I will be putting in disc brakes in the rear end, which honestly I think this car could really use. But for now, I'm doing okay with the drums. So far I've got other than that I had no other complaints about the 10 bolt 8.5s. They're good strong axles. The only thing I would say, the only thing I wish is that they put these in the Camaros. Mostly because the Camaros are 7.5 or 7.65 10 bolts, which honestly from all the reviews just cannot hold up to. I mean, they're okay with the stock power, but any modifications, I mean, you're going to start tearing those things up like crazy. So honestly, if it were me and I wanted to stick within GM, I would go with it. I would see if I could try and find an 8.5 that I could shove in there. But yes, this right here, it's a fun learning experience, I'll tell you that much. But yes. Cover bolt. And also, one other recommendation I recommend to anybody. If your car, so I've had to order the axles, this car is going to be on jack stands for quite a while. So honestly, what I recommend is that if you're going to have open metal parts, especially if you hit them with brake cleaner and it removes all the oil, is to go back and spray on some 10 WD-40, some WD-40. I did that to the rear gasket cover back here. And what it does is just kind of keeps a light coating of oil on it so it keeps it from rusting. Because that's the worst thing that can happen right now is basically if rust started to form on any of those internal parts. Because then it would only be a matter of time before things would just eventually start to, well, fall apart and cause much more damage. But yes, To all you Caprice lovers out there, because I own one, so I like my Caprice. I love it very much. Even though it does come with the standard 4.3 V6, there will be a V8 going in later. But yes. So, for all you Caprice people out there, if you're coming across problems like this, you know, just kind of giving you a heads up that, you know, sometimes things like this, especially if they sit for a while, problems like this can happen. So, just giving a bit of advice to all you Caprice people out there. This is signing off.